Here we are, leaving a wonderful Donington park. Classic British weather, grey everywhere, but actually the sun is shining through, the track is not full, and it's a wonderful day for riding your bike on track. And as you may have noticed, I am not riding my bike on track. I am doing the opposite. I am driving my bike away from the track in the back of my van. You've seen the video, fuck me, I was like, what I got on video happened twice in the session before on one lap. Essentially, first session of the day out on track, you know, taking it easy because you're just bedding yourself in, and coming out of one of the corners towards the end, the back of the bike just moved, not hugely, but it moved a bit, enough to like make you go, that's unusual, and wake you up a little bit. And but you know, sometimes it might have been like a bit of plastic on the track or something, so you're like, okay, that's fine, let's keep going. And as you start our second lap, turn 1, fast right hander, I was taking it easy, fortunately, and what you saw in the video, basically exactly the same thing happened. The back stepped out big time, and we were lucky. Like, when you're on a bike on a track and it lets go, you kind of don't really have much say in the matter, and it's like that initial it goes, you're like, oh, and then you're either sliding down on your ass or face or whatever you land on, or the bike just comes back to you somehow, and you're just like, whoa, that was close. And you know, so we managed to stay on, but it was really just luck that we stayed on 3 times. I mean, obviously I'm a legendary lock rider, so my skill. Session went out, had a couple of incidents, I was like, that's unusual. I think the oil leak's been fixed because the shop which are very good that I took to found an oil leak, and they changed, they replaced a bunch of stuff. So I didn't think it was an oil leak. I thought maybe my tyre's contaminated, maybe I've been working on my bike in my workshop, like sometimes I, you know, show a little video of that, and maybe I've sprayed something on my tyre inadvertently, you know, I don't know, spraying something on it. So I was like, okay, I got another wheel in the back that has a tyre on it, swap those over quickly, and the Ducati's brilliant, isn't it? One wheel night off, chuck the other wheel on, warmer, you'll be out in time for the next session. So go out, and the bike's feeling much better straight away because obviously the suspension's all warm, and we get around and we're having a nice time, and we're thinking the Ducati's a nice bike. The Ducati's a nice bike, good fun, like it. And coming out, you'll see on the video, whoa, that wasn't much fun. Exciting, but not much fun. So as soon as that happened, I was like, I am selling this bike. I don't care anymore. I've had so many troubles with it. The problem is they're all minors, aren't they? Like sensors failing, you know, clutches failing, which they're renowned for, and this is basically a gasket has failed, hasn't it? And that's my bags on the floor and back. And it's like, you know, I've got somebody interested in this bike. And I've spoken to the shop, they said, yeah, bring it back, Rick, not a problem. I think I've seen where the leak is, they'll look into it again, they'll replace whatever needs replacing. They've been really, really good. And it'll be like, just my luck if I take this bike back, get this gasket sorted, and then sell it, and then basically I've taken all the pain, I paid the big money for it from new, I dealt with all the minor issues, and then the next owner just gets this bike that had nothing wrong with it basically, and that would be, you know, I'd feel happier that if the next owner has no issues, because, you know, I'm selling something and I want that person to be safe, but I wouldn't want to put the effort in of repairing it and then not have any sort of like benefit back myself. So a couple of friends were there at the track, and they had some R1s. I said, hey, do you mind if I have a spin on your R1? And they're like super kind. Or John Walsh, he was just like carte blanche, yeah, Rick, no worries, jump on it. We can share the bike for the day if you want. And he was going the Inter route, like really, really generous. And we did one session on the bike. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you too much because it was a road bike with some rear sets on it. So when you have the road exhaust, it really kills the character of the engine. So it didn't really give me a proper feel. And the ABS on the R1 is bullshit basically compared to the Ducati, and that Ducati is a beast. So okay, but you know, it's like, do you know, you can work with the R1, it handled nicely, easy power delivery, you know, you can go somewhere. But then, you know, as the dust starts to settle, as you start to second guess yourself, it's like, maybe give it one more chance. And it's an absolute weapon, that Ducati. And also, yes, I may be faster on my Gen 3 BMW than I am in the Ducati, but I'm not far off. But I enjoy riding the Ducati, and you know, if I'm just going to keep it for track days, Euro track days, and not race it, then that's really, really important, that it's enjoyable to ride. And then, you know, maybe I keep my BMW and race the BMW. You know, that's a very fortunate position to be in, isn't it? Some legend in a Royal Mail van, trying everything he can to get past, even though there's nowhere to go. There's 3 cars in front of us behind a dumper truck. So anyway, and so as the dust settles, it's like, you know, it's a good bike. I probably won't ever get one again. So really properly make the most of it and make sure you're sure you don't want it. And I still love the bike, so it's going back to Ducati again, and it will have hopefully come back with a nicely leak-free motor. But you know, we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Keep our fingers crossed. And the next time we're riding it, it's basically going to be in Spain for 4 days. So I've had a little chat to the lovely wife, and what we've agreed is actually what I started off with in the Ducati. I got that Ducati because it would go wrong every time I rode it. He said, Rick, always take your BMW. Anyway, you take your Ducati, take your BMW, because you can't trust the Ducati. And I thought I could, and it tried to spit me off. So we'll take the Beamer. The Beamer is Mr. Reliable and a mega weapon of a bike. Not as exciting as the Ducati, but you know, there's a lot to be said for reliability versus excitement, isn't there? Those are my sunglasses, and that's where we're at, I think. So hopefully the next update, or the next video, will we be actually on the bike, although I think that might be February next year. So we'll see. We'll do some mini bikes. Everyone likes mini bikes. Alright, laters.